guys, it's your girl Leslie, and welcome to my channel. So hey guys, sorry you don't get to see my face today. It's not like for a crazy reason, it's just like I want to read, but like I just don't want to get everything set up and whatnot, so I'm kind of being a little lazy. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. I kind of do want to since I want to kind of finish this in order, I am going to be reading the last two parts of Bloody Painter so we don't get even more confused than we already are. I'm pretty sure before, like whenever we started this, I think there's more parts for separate things. I think, because these two next parts that we are going to read are two, I believe, different, yeah, they're both different parts, so let's first, like, not get that too confused. The Bloody Painter I read earlier, before this video, is separate from these two, one-shots. Letting everyone know so we don't get too confused. But yeah. Since we don't have too much time to waste, let's get straight into this. Anyways, yandere Bloody Painter X neutral reader. One was his first favorite masterpiece to paint during all the classes without being noticed by the teachers. She was actually shorter, shyer, and the most adorable person in their class. He loved how shy and helpless she looked. He remembered that time where she almost tripped and fell, but he held her. He remembered that time all of her books slipped from her hands and he helped her. She was so small compared to him. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I just actually noticed that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Take two. This is unacceptable.
Alright.
Wine was his first favorite masterpiece to paint during all the classes without being noticed by the teachers. They were actually shorter, shyer, and the most adorable person in class. He loved how helpless and shy they looked. He remembered that time. Oh my gosh, I keep messing up. I'm so sorry.
Is you serious right now, Banana?
Okay. He remembered the time that they almost tripped and fell, but he held them. He remembered that time where all of their books fell from their hands, and he helped them. They were so small compared to him. He could easily just push them with his pinky finger and shove them to the ground, but he never dared to. They were so pure and special. The problem was, would Wyan manage to notice the big, quiet guy, or would he have to make the first move? For today's art class, I will put some homework for you, the teacher said as many of the students groaned. I'll put you all in pairs, and you will have to think and paint a beautiful drawing. Whatever you want. The best artist will be rewarded. You can meet up whenever you want in the weekend. I just want it to be done by next Tuesday. Many people knew that Helen would be the one to win. He always did. His artistic skills could never be compared to any others. Wyan started to call some names until it was finally his. Helen Otis and Wyan Ennen. Helen's heart raced. Helen's heart leaped with happiness as he heard those two names together. He thought they both sounded perfect with each other. Wyan turned and looked at him with their amazing colored orbs as he approached them and sat in the empty seat next to them. Hello, Helen. I'm looking forward to drawing with you. I would say the same, Wyan, Helen said calmly, as they took their cold hand with his big and warmer one. Wyan's cold hand embraced his warm touch as Helen's warm hand embraced her cold one, both of them enjoying the foreign touch. Friday after school. Helen and Wyan had changed Really? had exchanged phone numbers with each other, as they ended up arranging to meet at Ryan's house. They both went to... Okay, I didn't mess up there. Thank goodness. I was like, wait a minute. They both went to their house. Oh my goodness. Sorry for once, I'm gonna make an excuse. Okay. They both went to their house. See, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm gonna just pretend. Let's pretend it says it, okay? Sorry, y'all. They both went to her house, to Ryan's house after school, as Helen kept some of his previous and most useful art supplies with him. That is a quite lovely house. Thank you. Make yourself at home. Do you want anything to drink? Coffee? Tea? Water? Tea would be nice if you can. Of course. You can go to my room. Is it that colored door over there? Oh, it's that colored door over there. Prepare your things and I'll be there in 5 minutes with the tea. Helen did as Ryan said, as he turned the knob and entered their room. The beautiful smell filled Helen's nose as he couldn't help but admire their room. Their things, their bed, their everything. He started to look at each photo Ryan had, smiling to himself, as he even touched some of their belongings without Ryan taking notice. Let's just say he quickly stole, well, some of their things and hid them deep inside his bag. He sat on their bed and placed his hand on it, looking around the room as if he was a blind man who could see for the first time. He quickly got up and sat on the chair on the right once he heard Ryan's footstep approach. Excuse me, my nose is stuffy, damn. Ryan entered the room with 2 cups of tea. The one was her favorite color, and the other was red. His eyes widened. How did you know that red was my favorite color? What? Oh, I didn't know. I just couldn't find a blue one, so I chose this instead. At least I got to learn something about you, they said with an angelic chuckle. They sat next to Helen, placing the cups on the desk a bit farther from the papers, fearing that they would stain the paintings by accident. As they brought the art supplies closer, they looked at him. So, what shall we draw? Time skip! It turned out beautiful! Ryan cheered inside, feeling proud to see their wonderful painting that they worked for nearly 2 hours, but a bit less. Yes, I agree. Why, Helen explained as they both looked at their paintings. Oh no, that's badass. The rainbow, period. I mean, I have seen you making even better paintings, but this one is still going to win. You think so? I know so. Helen smiled at Ryan's happiness. The two spent some time talking, laughing, and doing whatever teens would do, as if they were buddies for a long time. Time had passed, though. It was time for Helen to leave. He turned to look at Ryan and smiled. It was nice today, and I think we did a good job. Indeed we did. It was nice having you here. It can be a bit boring being alone. Helen chuckled and rubbed the back of his neck. Wanna hang out again sometime? Oh, yeah, sure. I would love that. Ryan smiled and nodded happily, making Helen smile. 4 months later. Wait, we didn't get the results. Anyway. My 3 friends and I were outside, eating waffles. No, replace that with chocolate. Ooh, chocolate is the best for me. Anyways, I'm going outside for a bit, and I need to... What? I'm going outside for a bit. I need to make a phone call, I said as they nodded. Alright. As I got outside, I unlocked my phone and was about to call my mother... whoever, until a strong, metallic smell hit my nose, making me gag. I saw blood coming from a dark corner. What the... How? I couldn't help but slowly make my way there. I was surprised to see how no one else had seen it. I made my way closer, the smell got stronger, and I saw someone hurt. I ran to the man that was laying on the ground and tried to shake him, but it didn't take long for me to understand that he was dead. He had deep cuts on his neck and body. Then I noticed something written on the wall with blood. For YN. Heart emoji. I whimpered and slowly took a step back, until I turned to run away, but gasped as I noticed a tall man with a smiley mask, his hands behind his back. Do you like it, dear? Who are you? What do you want from me? My voice was trembling. He started taking a few steps closer. With each step, he took closer. I backed up until I let out a noise as I tripped and fell backwards onto the bloody pool, but I didn't have time to care for my clothes. The man let out a chuckle as he continued coming closer, as I dragged myself behind, my hands covered in the red color. When he got close, I tried to scream, but he closed my mouth and brought me up by my waist. His mask staring at my face with an evil smile. Wait, how? What the fuck? Anyway, let go of me. What do you want? I want you, YN. My goodness, my nose. That's when I realized how familiar his voice was. Yet, I couldn't clear it. There you go. How do you know my name? Don't you like the beautiful present I made for you? Isn't it a masterpiece? He placed my hand on his shoulder as he held my other hand and started twirling me around as if we were dancing or something, but I quickly tried to break free. That man was staring at you, dirtying your body with his disgusting green eyes. So, I had to rip them off. Who are you? Bloody painter, sweetie. That's the last thing he told me before he forced a cloth on my nose and mouth as I struggled to get away. But the sweet scent entered my nose as I found myself slowly weakening. He held me close to him before everything started fading to black. Rise and shine, YN. I felt something touch my head as it slowly rubbed my head. It felt nice at first, until I slowly gained back my consciousness and opened my eyes to find the same person holding me in his arms in an abandoned gray room. I tried to push my body away from him, but I couldn't move. And God, it smelled so awful. Where am I? Home, dear. His gloved hand touched my lip. Home. I pushed his hand away and managed to fall on the ground as I dragged myself away from him. I got up and tried to open the door, but it was locked. The man seemed to enjoy the sight of me trying to break the door. YN, look around for a second, he said as I paused and slowly looked around. The room was full of photos, drawings of me, blood, human parts. God, even my clothes! I was so horrified and disgusted. Why are you doing this? What are you gonna do to me? I asked fearfully. The man stood up before his hand moved to his gloved mask, and my eyes widened suddenly. Helen Otis? It was him. Helen. He had a sickeningly loving smile on his face as his blue eyes sent cold chills running down my spine. He looked at me as if I was a small, scared, helpless kitten. I'm in love with you. His words were so romantic, but his fine was so empty and obsessive. I want you, YN. I need you. We were meant to be together, he said with a laugh that seemed so psychotic to me. You are so different from the others. You are the one for me, and I'm the one for you. What are you talking about? He pulled me close to him with force, making me cry a bit, as he stared at me with a creepy, freaky smile. Accept my love for you, YN. Admit that you love me too. Be mine. YN couldn't believe what was happening. The most quiet person in the whole school, a serious and gentle artist, was now begging her to be his. She was horrified. But she had to play his game for a little bit. so he wouldn't get angry or anything, and she would get help when it would be at the right time. With a deep swallow, she forced a tiny. They forced a tiny smile. Yes, I feel the same. He smiled and pulled her against his chest. Yes, yes, yes! I knew you loved me too. He started laughing to himself. Wyan silently cried out of fear. What was wrong with him? He pulled away and noticed her tears and her fearful expression. Sweetheart, you must be happy for us that you're even crying. How adorable you are. He kissed their tears away. They were petrified by him, but they had to act strong. At least he believed that they were happy, so nothing suspicious could be seen. He held her bully red hand with his dark glove. Do you like our room? Red is a beautiful color, and those photos and sketches of you. But having you in my arms is the best thing I could wish for. I laid between his arms as we lay on our bed. He gave me soft kisses as I just looked emotionless at the drawings he made for me, and the blood and my clothes. Don't worry. After 2 months of being here, I got used to this. I'm even used to seeing blood, dead people. Everything seems normal to me now. After failing 4 attempts to escape, I finally gave up trying. Helen gives me the full attention. He loves me. He promises me to be the perfect husband, despite not letting me go outside yet. But you know what? I don't care anymore. It's not a bad thing here. He gives me whatever I wished for. Helen is the one for me. And I'm the one for him. Yeah, that's some bitch-ass Stockholm syndrome. And I got so confused and so intense I didn't realize that I was changing it. I'm sorry, y'all. I fucking tried. I tried, motherfuckers. I tried, man. Anyway, let's get into this, y'all. Anyways, Blade Painter X, yandere neutral reader. Okay, this time you guys are the yandere. So, yeah. Helen. I sighed dreamily as I stared at him. He was sitting in front of me, looking outside the window, staring at a beautiful tree as he was doodling. Oh my goodness, stop. As he was doodling on his notebook, the teacher not paying attention to the quiet man. Helen was not only a handsome person, with a very attractive voice and a mysterious personality. He was also an amazing artist. Everything he drew it with love and affection, not caring about anything in the world, but only to complete his masterpiece. Even if his face held basically the same blank expression, I could feel the calm and soft aura around him. I was in love with him, but he would just never notice me. He probably saw the same with everyone else. Helen does not go well with people, not like he is getting into fights or anything, but due to his quiet personality, he has often become one of the largest targets of bullying. But that was like 1 year ago. Poor Helen, he did not have much power, so he could not stand against those bullies. Whenever someone would dare hurt him in any way, was always found dead in the other day by an unknown person. I am not the sadistic person who loves to see people suffer or anything, but I love Helen way too much. My heart cannot bear seeing him being dragged like a rag doll by those disgusting, filthy people. So, I just have to do something to stop it. Thankfully, people nowadays do not bother him, but they still stay away from him and avoid him. Some people wanted to talk to him and befriend him, but Helen was always way too shy and distant for making this friendship possible. I myself had tried to start a tiny playing conversation with him, but it would just never work out. However, there was that blessed day that Helen was the first one to approach me and talk to me. Flashback! It was a rare moment to be with Helen in an art class, since we would never be in the same class when we had art. We had to draw whatever topic we wanted. So, I chose to draw whatever I wanted. Helen was so focused and dreamy while painting. To it was impossible to not stare at him. Uh Person YN. NN. Pay attention to your drawing, not some handsome boys, my teacher said with a chuckle, making many kids laugh at me. Excuse, what teacher says this? If a teacher ever tells me that, I'm like, oh, what handsome boy? I don't see one. Bitch. Anyway, continuing, making kids laugh at me. Helen did not even notice that scene. I blushed and continued to draw. Stupid asshole, I cursed under my breath. Who dared embarrass me in front of people? As I slowly started focusing on my drawing, forgetting about Helen. My drawing was actually looking better than I expected as I stared at it. I was half finished, but it was still good. That is quite impressive. My heart leaped and my eyes widened at the soft, familiar voice behind me. I looked behind me to find Helen himself staring at my drawing, his hand on his chin. Still the same blank expression as always, as he was studying it. I looked away, trying to hide my blush. Thank you. I was so excited and astonished to find Helen approaching me and talking to me by himself. Let me help you with some details, he said as he took my pencil in his pale hand and started to add a few new details and correct a few things, as my drawing became even more beautiful than ever. I glanced at his focused, handsome face next to me. His hand stopped drawing and his eye... Dang. This is gonna get awkward. I'm like, excuse me, what? Okay. Oh, anyway, I'm getting way too into this. Let's get... Oh, okay, let's get into it. Okay. His hand stopped drawing, and his eyes suddenly met with mine, realizing that I was staring at him way more than I should have. Duh. I quickly turned my gaze away back to the drawing, as he, a few seconds later, continued with a few other details until he placed my pencil on my desk. Whoa, Helen, that is just brilliant! You're a really gifted artist, I complimented him as I took notice of his face changing a bit at my compliment. It was like his eyes held an emotion for the first time, until it faded away with a blink of the eye. As he looked at me, do you like art? Well, I do not exactly love art with all my soul, but I do admire it. It is an amazing skill to have. I wish I could have that skill, I said with a bit of disappointment. Helen just stared at me for a moment. It's just a matter of practice. Only that way you will reach where you want. I stared at his beautiful blue eyes with my brown-colored ones shining at his beautiful face and wise words as I watched him get up and move back to his desk. Flashback end! That was the best day of my life. I still cannot forget his handsome face being next to mine, or his warm hand touching my pencil and creating a masterpiece by it. To this very day, I still have this pencil. It was my favorite. Unfortunately, after that, Helen didn't really become my friend. He did not start any other conversation with me. But I did notice a few times as he would look at me like I was someone different, like all the others. It was night, around 10 p.m. I was returning home from a meeting with my friends. The place was quiet so far, until I heard someone yell, "Hey, aren't you Helen's little bitch?" Oh, no. I turned around to find a group of familiar boys laughing at me. I did not answer. "Speak up, you shit. Oh, wait. Did your freaky boyfriend make you like him?" He said, babying the word boyfriend. I glared daggers at him and spoke in a low voice. "And what if he did? What you gonna do about it?" The boys laughed as they would find it funny for someone like me to play it tough. Oh, ha ha. Okay. It is funny. Wait, what? Okay, haha. Now go mind your own business, I said sarcastically as I started to walk on my way, but I soon stopped. I knew it! You are just as weak as him. He never dared to say a word back or even raise his hand, just because he knows that he's a little weak failure. After all, what would a little boy do with a girl's name? What? What would a little boy do with a girl's name? What? Okay, anyways, continuing. You are the same. You are so alike. Always running away. Go ahead, bitch. Run, run. Run like the little duck you are. He mocked as the others laughed along with him. There was silence for a moment before I turned to face him, but my eyes covered by my hair. Helen is not weak. Helen is not a freak. Neither am I. Nice, thank you. I yelled as I grabbed my knife and ran towards him. Their eyes widened, not expecting me to snap as the boy who made fun of us did not have any time to react. The knife pierced through his neck. He fell down to his knees and choked on his own blood before he went completely limp. His friends shook and whimpered in fear. Any last words? I smiled at them. One of them yelled with tears in his eyes, "You are so sick! We will call the police, and we will kill Helen tomorrow for revenge." Before I could say anything, I was interrupted by a familiar voice. "Don't be excited about tomorrow." We all turned towards a man with a smiling mask, who appeared behind them out of nowhere, because there will be no tomorrow. I wish I could say this to my worst enemy in high school. Yes. Within a second, all of them were on the ground, on the floor, their lives fading away from their eyes. Bye! Anyways, with wide eyes, I stared at the strange man a few meters away from me, while he just stared back at me. Who are you? The man just stared at me. They call me Bloody Painter. You better paint the freaking portrait of fucking Mona Lisa, bitch. Anyway, I stared at him as he touched his mask. However, he took off his mask and my eyes widened at the familiar voice who was smiling for the first time in his life. "It is Helen Otis, for you, YN." Oh. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the weird thing. Something happened. Anyway, there is sadly no part 2s for this. This would have been a perfect part 2, but as you can see, no more. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is actually quite a good yandere. I like this one. Everyone will actually wear the yandere. Yes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing videos, guys. Not really much updates on the concealer, but if I do, I will make that in a separate video to make these other videos shorter, and you know, specific time thing I have to follow by, sadly. Anyway, I has got to go for now, y'all. Bye in peace, sweet dreams, and don't let the bed bugs bite if it is night for you, or good morning if it's day for you.